Which, no, we're not rotating. Hi, it's Susan Proper. I am so glad to see you and so glad to be back. I feel like it's been forever since we've gotten together for the Gift of Stillness. I know the last time I tried to meet with you for the Gift of Stillness, I was in London, and gosh, the place I was staying had such awful connection with the internet that every time I tried to do a live video, it was just like a big black screen, and it was awful. And I felt really bad, but I could not get a good signal, and because of the time difference, it just didn't work out. And so I'm really glad that I am able to be with you today. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I was in Ireland for a yoga teacher training with Josh Summers and Terry Coburn. We were in Cork, and my first time to Ireland, and it was very pretty, very cold for this Floridian anyway. To me it was cold, but it was really so pretty there, and the people were wonderful and friendly, and of course the 50-hour module that I took towards my 300 hours certification was fantastic, and Terry is a great teacher, and of course Josh is a great teacher, and I really enjoyed the yin module that I did there with them. It was yin and yang combined, and it was excellent because I am a yin fanatic. I love teaching yin, and I love practicing yin. I love meditation as well, teaching yoga nidra, and just meditation of all different sorts. But Terry and Josh have woven yang practice into yin, and it was really very interesting. At first I thought, when I signed up for the module, I was unsure, but it was great, and I'm so glad that I took it. I learned a lot, and there's a lot in it, or from it, that I will end up sharing with you guys, I'm sure. And then went to London. It was my husband's birthday, and that's where I unfortunately was unable to be with you for the Gift of Stillness. Then went to Stonehenge and had a real spiritual and beautiful experience there, and then came back home, and then, I don't know, maybe a week later, headed out to Utah for another retreat where I was teaching yoga with some fellow Young Living friends, and they're having their big convention out there. I think it started today, actually. There's supposed to be like 40,000 people out there, just crazy numbers. It's unbelievable. And as you know, I've used Young Living products in some of my sessions with you here on Facebook, and I continue to use them. I really love their products, and we'll use some of their products as well tonight. So I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you have your mats and that you are ready to go. Tonight we are going to be doing a little bit of practice from that book that we've been working with, the Energy Medicine book. I'm actually just going to have us do one exercise from that book, and it's called Taking Down the Flame, and it has to do with calming yourself when you're feeling out of control, and helps you ground yourself, and it also has the benefit of reducing blood pressure. But we're doing it also because I'm going to read this to you. Taking down the flame connects all of the chakras for a quickie chakra balancing. Additionally, it literally takes down the flame, panic, or anxiety you may be feeling at the time that you do the practice. It grounds you and makes you feel calm and at peace again, allowing you to handle whatever problems you have. But we're focusing more on the chakra end of it tonight, balancing the chakras, a quick way to balance your chakras. And for those of you who may or may not know what a chakra is, chakras are energy centers that are they're located in your body, okay? They're in the world of yoga and meditation and Chinese medicine and Indian philosophy. They are energy centers that are moving around in your body, and they basically, if you're in a seated position, they basically are located up the midline of your body, all right? And they start, I'm going to move back so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Okay, so if you're in a comfortable seated position, the chakras move up the middle of your body from the base of your spine right down here to the top of your head, okay? And there are 7 of them in your body, and the lowest is your root chakra. Then you have your sacral chakra. Then you have your solar plexus chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra, your third eye chakra. I'm sure most people are familiar with the third eye chakra. And then your crown chakra, which is the top of the head. So tonight we're going to do the quickie balance from the energy medicine book to balance all the chakras. And then our concentration during our entire practice tonight will be on the throat chakra. Okay, so that's in the middle of your throat and neck area. And I'm going to come forward again so that we can have a little bit closer communication and see each other better. So the throat chakra is all about communication and speaking your true self-expression, and being open and honest with your communication. Again, it's located here, the middle of your neck, your throat, and all chakras have a color associated with them. Let me see if I can show you in a book here that I have. Might not be able to get to it quickly, but all chakras have a color associated with them. And the throat chakra color is blue. And they also have a musical tone associated with them. And I'm sorry I can't find my chart, but I'll have that for another time. The sound is G. And so you can, of course, go on and on and on with this. You can make chakras an entire study in yoga and in your life, really. You can spend a lifetime studying the chakras and learning more and more about them and how to balance your own chakras and learn if your chakras are in balance, which ones are in balance, what you can do to get them in balance, if they're out of balance. It's like this whole way to study and kind of live your life if you want to add that into your practice. Another way that you can work with your chakras is through crystals and through essential oils. Now, associated with the throat chakra are blue crystals, anything blue. So if you are struggling with something with your throat chakra, or you want to feel strong in your throat chakra, then you would probably want to wear a lot of blue crystals. I think today I have on blue jasper. But there are certain crystals and stones that are associated with the throat chakra. Okay, this is sodalite, blue crystal. Let me see if you can see it a little bit better. Okay, blue. Lapis lazuli is another one. I don't have a piece of lapis here, but this is a pretty typical piece of sodalite. I happen to like it very much. I like it a little bit better than lapis because it has some interesting patterns, a little bit more personality. And then also aquamarine, blue lace agate. That's another favorite of mine. It's very, very pretty. And then celestite. This is also a beautiful stone, or crystal, I should say. This is also associated with the throat chakra. So you can have these around your house. You can wear them as jewelry. You can sleep with a piece as simple as this, or if you want a smaller one, if you're one of those people that, you know, you're like the princess and the pea, you feel anything that's under your pillow or your mattress, you can put one of these under your pillow and sleep with it there if you feel you need some help with your throat chakra, if you're trying to be better with communication or speaking your truth or something like that. The oils that are associated with the throat chakra typically are frankincense, lavender, and oregano, believe it or not. And there's a couple of others, but those are the most typically used oils if you are trying to work with your throat chakra. And if you are working with your throat chakra, the best way to use those oils is to directly apply them to your big toe, your thumb. And this is all because of, if you know anything about Chinese medicine or acupuncture or reflexology, you know certain parts of the body are associated with organs and other places in the body, okay? So you apply these oils to your big toe and your thumb, or you just rub in your hand and inhale. And then you can always, what I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to use lavender because I don't have any oregano with me, and I also don't use frankincense too often unless I'm diffusing or using it on my skin. It's great for your skin. But I'm using lavender tonight, and I'm just going to put it on the back of my neck. Pretty much the back of your neck, you can always put it, whatever oil you're using. It's fairly safe and innocuous place to put an oil. I'm also going to put it on my thumb, or my thumbs, as it directed. And then you won't be able to see, well, I'll go back. So you can see. I'm going to put it on my big toes. Now, when you're practicing yoga, you probably don't want a whole lot of oil on your feet. But I'm not going to be on my mat for a little bit. So I'm just going to put a drop on each big toe. I already put a drop in the back of my neck. Put a drop on each thumb. Now I still have a little bit of oil on my fingers. And again, this is Young Living Lavender, which smells fantastic. I feel like I'm in France, in Provence. Then I'm just going to rub the rest of my hands and inhale. Oh, it's fabulous. Okay. I am going to read a little bit something to you about underactive and overactive throat chakra. I have to take my glasses off to read. So, yeah, pretty much read or explained everything to you that is written here, but underactive throat chakra shows up with suppressed feelings of fear or expressing your fear of offending others, shyness, a weak voice. All right. Poor rhythm. Okay, so suppressed feelings, fear of expression, fear of offending others, shyness, weak voice, poor rhythm. So if you recognize any of that in yourself, you potentially have an underactive throat chakra. Use lavender oil, okay, for that. And if you're into crystals, blue topaz, azurite, or kyanite. I have a piece of kyanite someplace. overactive throat chakra, excessive talking, stuttering, inability to listen, gossiping, a loud or dominating voice, and a tendency to interrupt. If you recognize those things in yourself, it could be that you have an overactive throat chakra. So your chakra's out of balance in your throat. And something that you may use to help you balance your throat chakra is turquoise, sapphire, or aquamarine. Now remember, these can be pieces of jewelry too that you wear, like earrings or a pendant, those bracelets that you see with beads, or it can be an actual stone or crystal that you have. Again, this is so light. The oil that you want to use if you have an overactive throat chakra is oregano. Now, you don't want to smell like a salad. So if you're dealing with an overactive throat chakra, and you're going to use oregano essential oil, you may want to use that in a blend with some other oils, or you may want to use that when you're going to bed, putting it on your toe, your big toe, or putting it on your thumbs. But you may not want to just use straight oregano and then go out socializing. I don't know, maybe you will. Maybe you love the smell of oregano. I don't know. Now, if you have balanced throat chakra, you're a good listener, you communicate easily and clearly, you live creatively, you speak with confidence, you sing well, whoosh, I don't know about that, expresses self freely, comfortable with body language. And physical signs of a overactive throat chakra: problems with your nasal area, your teeth or your gums, irritated sinuses, jaw, pain, TMG, disorders of the ears, the voice, the neck. That sounds pretty typical. Ailments with esophagus or tonsils. Now, this, what I'm reading to you, this is not FDA blessed. I am not a doctor. This is not written by a doctor. This is based on the philosophy of the chakras. And again, the chakras are based on this belief in these energy centers that are in your body, the 7 energy centers that work their way up the spine from the root of the spine all the way up to the crown of your head. For anybody who wasn't here in the very beginning, and I know that somebody is here right now. Oh, okay. So that is what we're going to be working on today, the throat chakra. So that was my little introduction to you about chakras. I think most people have lavender at home. So lavender should be very easy to work with. The other oils you may or may not have, but a lot of people do have lavender oil at home. So if you have that and you want to use that today during our practice, please feel free. Otherwise, use the oil of your choice. And one of the things that I strongly recommend when you're doing yoga, whatever oil you're using, some people like to use, lavender, or I like to use Stress Away. Put a drop on the top of your head, on your crown, regardless, even though we're not focusing on the crown chakra today. And just sort of rub it in. All right, let's do some yoga. So we're going to start with breath work. And our breath work, we are going to practice again the 4-7-8 breathing. So what we're going to do is we are going to, with our tongue, the tip of the tongue behind the 2 front teeth, at the roof of your mouth. You're going to put your tongue up there, tip of your tongue behind the two front teeth, roof of your mouth, and that's where they're going to stay for this, and the tongue will stay for this entire practice, okay? So we're going to inhale to the count of 4. Then we're going to hold our breath, and you're going to inhale through the nose. You're going to hold your breath to a count of 7. And then you're going to exhale to a count of 8, but you're going to exhale through the mouth, leaving the tongue where it is. So I'm going to just give you a little example of that because it can be a little tricky to exhale with the mouth open and the tongue up there, okay? So I'll do 1 while you watch, and then we're going to do this 4 times. I don't want you to do it more than 4 times, and after we've done the 4th one, we're just going to go back to regular breathing, okay? So just watch me do it once. I'm going to put my tongue in place and then inhale to the count of 4. Okay, so I don't know if you caught everything that just happened there, but the tongue was at the top of the mouth, right behind the 2 front teeth, the tip of the tongue. I inhaled through the nose to a count of 4. Then I held it there, held my breath to a count of 7, and then I exhaled, leaving my tongue in place, but with an open, kind of pursed mouth to a count of 8. So I'm going to do that 4 times now. Do it at your own pace. You don't have to do it exactly the same pace as me. Do it 4 times and then resume normal breathing, okay? All right, here we go. Inhale, put the tongue in place and inhale. All right, I think you probably are done by now. So you should be just breathing normally now. Resume normal breath practice. Excuse me. So that breathing pattern that you just did, 4, 7, 8, is a very, very relaxing breath pattern and deeply affects your central nervous system. It's almost, it almost has a tranquilizing effect on your central nervous system. It's very, very good to do if you're having trouble sleeping or if you are feeling stressed and before you react, which is a good thing to do in any situation. Concentrate on your breathing. But if you're really having trouble with stress and anxiety and you need to calm yourself before you say something or do something that you're going to regret. That 4-7-8 breathing practice is something that you kind of want to keep in your back pocket. It'll just slow you down, make you think about something else first of all, and it works on the central nervous system in a really significant way to help you put the brakes on and just slow everything down and relax the nervous system. Okay, so now it's time to practice a little bit of yoga. I know somebody sending me a signal. Hi, Robin. So we've talked a little bit about the throat chakra, and we've talked about crystals and oils to help you, and that is our concentration tonight. That's what the yoga practice will concentrate on tonight, is the throat chakra. But we're going to, again, for those of you who may join us a little bit late, we're going to do one practice from this energy medicine book, which we've been working with a lot lately, and it's called Taking Down the Flame. And this is just a real fast way to balance your chakras if you're ever feeling like, oh, I'm unbalanced, or I'm also anxious and kind of dealing with not feeling right. This is also another way to get yourself quickly balanced. Okay, so I gotta step back, or not necessarily step, but move back. Okay, so this is called Taking Down the Flame. All right. So what you do, I'm gonna kneel so you can kind of see my entire body. What you do is and this you can do real simple. This you can do in the grocery store, for Pete's sake, if you're just having a moment. All right. But you start with your hands at your side, and you take a breath. A nice deep inhale through the nose, and you exhale it through the mouth, okay? So here we go. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, and now when we inhale, we're going to bring the arms up. And what you're going to do, I'm going to come down so you can see, you're going to have your thumbs together, and then you're going to make a little tent, all right? In yoga, this is a mudra, where you're going to have your thumbs together, and then your other fingers tented over, like that. Okay, so that's going to go up over your head. Okay, that's all. Inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to bring it down to your crown. Inhale, exhale, you're going to bring it to your throat. So we're going to hit all the chakras with this. Well, yeah, well, not exactly all, but we're going to hit the main. Inhale. So my thumbs, right? My thumbs are hitting my collarbone. And when I was here, my thumbs were on my crown. Okay? So we're at the top. Inhale. Exhale down. Thumbs are on the crown. Inhale. Exhale. Thumbs come down to the collarbone. Let me sit down a little bit. My toes are crunching. Inhale, exhale, down to your, well, in between your breasts, exhale. Again, it's just your thumbs. The rest of your fingers stay tented, right? I don't know if you're seeing that, but hopefully you are. Just the thumbs. Inhale. And then the last one, inhale, exhale, down to either your, not quite down to your root, not quite down. Inhale, exhale, let the arms go. Okay? So you start with an inhale up, thumbs touch, fingers tent. Exhale, thumbs to the crown. Inhale, exhale, throat. Thumbs are touching my throat. That's all. Inhale, exhale, collarbone. thumbs only. Inhale, exhale between the breasts. Inhale, exhale, the navel area. Inhale, exhale down towards the root. Now here, if it's more comfortable for you, you can also do this. So the thumbs are away from the body, because this can get kind of awkward. But if you can do it, keep just the thumbs towards the navel. Inhale, exhale, release. So it's kind of like a little push, little push. Now, if you're in a place where you can actually, where you're standing, you can actually do a forward fold and just totally release. That would be ideal. And that balances all the chakras. Again, up, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. And then do a forward fold. Okay? And just make sure you're doing your inhales and exhales in there. When you get down to that last one, release with like a whoosh. And then if you can, forward fold. And then bring yourself back up. Okay? So that's a quickie chakra balance called Taking Down the Flame from our energy medicine book. Okay. So now let's get into our practice. We're going to do some yin. I'm going to put some music on. I think I've got music on. I can't really hear too much right now. I think the storm is overpowering everything. So find yourself in a nice seated position. Take a nice breath. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And let's just roll our shoulders back. Just breathe normally and roll your shoulders back. Try to work out those kinks. Relieve a little tension. If you hear things clunking and crunching, that's perfectly okay. Now let's roll them forward. Rolling forward may not feel as natural. And back again. Okay, good. Nice deep breath. And release. Let's bring the right ear to the right shoulder. The chin to the chest. You want to feel a nice stretch all around the neck. Working on that throat chakra. Left ear to left shoulder. And now we're just going to roll back and forth a few times. Nice and gentle. Couple more. Again, you may hear a little crunching and cracking. That's okay. All right, now bring your head back to neutral in the center. And now I want you to switch your legs so that whatever leg you have forward now comes to the back. And your hands are on your knees. And we're going to do, depending upon where you take your regular classes, your teachers may call them either Sufi swirls or hippie swirls or whatever. We're just going to go back and forth, stretching out the hip, working the shoulders, moving the spine, getting those juices flowing. You can close your eyes. Some people get a little dizzy. Just relax the head, relax the neck. Exhale when you're down towards your knees. Inhale up. Couple more. Just do this at your own pace. Should feel really good in your lower back, your sacrum area. Next time you're sitting up, switch directions. One more. And then come back to seated. Okay. If you're feeling a little dizzy, just take a moment to sit still and breathe normally. Some people get dizzy from those. That's a great way to loosen up your spine and stretch out your lower back. Okay. Everybody ready? Here we go. Inhale the arms up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now just drop the left arm and stretch that right arm over. You want to feel a good stretch on that right side. Keep the right arm over the ear. In other words, you don't want the arm forward. You don't want the arm really backwards. You kind of want it aligned with the right ear. And if you can bend that left arm, that's fine. If you can't, that's okay too. Do whatever is comfortable for your body. You just want to make sure that you feel a real good stretch on the right side, and you want to keep your sits bones flat on the mat as best as possible. Keep breathing normally. A couple more breaths. Good. Inhale up and exhale the other way, dropping the right arm. I can't get the music to work, so you're just going to have to listen to the rain. And the thunder on occasion. Inhale up. We're going to do it one more time, so stretch over to the right, or using the right arm to stretch over. Left arm is down on the mat. Left hand or arm, whichever works for you. Inhale up And exhale back again the other way. So right hand goes down to the mat, left arm stretches over your ear towards the opposite wall. Nice stretch in that left rib cage. Inhale up and exhale the hands back down to your knees. Next we're going to move into bridge, and our bridge pose tonight will be supported. So if you have a bolster, you can use a bolster. You can use a block. If you don't have either, you can use a pillow. I'm recommending supported just because it'll be a little bit more focused on, well, I think it'll be a little bit more comfortable. We're going to be in it between 3 and 4 minutes. This again is focusing on our throat. Our throat chakra is what we're working on tonight. So I will show you the different ways that you can use each of these props. You're going to get on your back. Your knees are bent, feet flat on the floor. Your arms are behind you, sort of like kickstands, and then you're going to come down on your elbows. And you're going to have whichever prop you're going to be using, if you're using a prop, within arm's reach. Of course, I don't have any of them within arm's reach right now, but that's all right. Let's see what I can do here. Okay. So if you're using a block, you're already down on your back. You're going to take the block. I hope you can see me. You take the block and you're going to lift your booty and put the block just underneath your sacrum. And if you don't know where your sacrum is, you're going to kind of feel it's just right above. Well, you know those two dimples that you have over your rear end? That's approximately where your sacrum is. So you want that to go there. If it's down too low, it's going to be absolutely uncomfortable. And if it's up too high in the spine, your butt hangs off. So that's not where you want it to be. You want it to be nice and comfortable on the sacrum. Another way to tell is that you can lift your legs and they will almost stay up there by themselves if you have the prop in the right place. Okay, so this is the beginning of bridge with a block. Your arms are by your side, palms are down. Your chin is to your chest. It's good to not look to the side here in any situation. You want to keep your chin to your chest, and you want to either look up the ceiling or look down towards your chest, but you don't want to be moving your head around. Okay? This actually makes a little, I can't think of having a brain fart right now, but again, focus on the throat chakra here. We're going to stay here for about 5 minutes, 4 minutes. If you're using a pillow, same concept. You're going to put your pillow, doesn't give you much of a lift, but at least it's comfortable. And then the same thing if you're using a bolster. Your bolster goes sideways, so the shorter ends are out at the sides, and then you just come down on it, arms down by the side. If you have a bolster, they're probably going to be up on top of the bolster, chin to chest. Okay? So find your position. Remember, in yin, you come to your position, you find what is your edge in the position, and then you do your best to stay still in that position. Yin is a very meditative practice of yoga, and I will take care of the time. And I'm going to try to get my music going. Take a nice deep breath and sigh it out. And then gently lift. You can get up on your toes here if that's easier for you. Lift your glutes and pull out whatever prop you're using, and then drop your hips back to the mat. And then take one knee and pull it to your chest. Drop it back on the mat. The other knee, pull into your chest. Drop it back. And now both knees together. Pull them in. And now separate the knees and pull them in towards the armpits. If it feels good, you can rock a little bit, massage that sacrum. Do whatever feels natural for your body. Bring the knees together. Drop the feet to the floor. And then carefully roll yourself on over to your belly. I'm going to move into Sphinx pose here. So this is a back bend. You're going to have your elbows directly underneath your shoulders. The tops of your feet are flat on the floor, toes are flat on the floor. This is not a dynamic pose. You're going to let the shoulder blades fall together, and you're going to let your head drop, your neck relax, your glutes relax. You're going to feel this, most likely the intention is that you feel this in the lower back. If you want to put a prop, a pillow, or bolster, or block underneath your head, make it more comfortable for you, that's okay, because again, we're focusing here on the spinal bend, the back bend. Relax the shoulders, relax the toes, relax the fingers, and most of all, relax that jaw. slowly lift your head and move whatever prop, if any, that you were using to support your head. And then let yourself just slide down your mat, fold your hands on top of one another, and rest your head. You may feel a little twinge in your lower back muscles as they relax. Now gently roll yourself carefully and slowly over onto your back. So we're going to do fish, which is actually my favorite yoga pose. And for fish, I highly recommend that you use a prop. Because we're going to be here for about 3 minutes. The best prop I would suggest is either a block or a bolster. A pillow will work, but it's not going to give you a whole lot of support. If you have a pillow, you may need to double it up a little bit, like fold it in half and use it if you're using a pillow. I am going to show it to you with a block initially, and then I'll show it to you using a pillow, since I think most people may not have a bolster. So you're going to be on your back. And your toes are just relaxed, okay? So you're not, feet are not flexed, toes are relaxed, feet are relaxed. And then you're going to come up on your elbows. And you're going to use, in this case I'm showing you with a block. If you don't have a block, go to Target and buy a block, or TJ Maxx and buy a block, or if you're an Amazon freak because you don't go to the store ever, you can buy these on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. They usually come in pairs, and I suggest you buy a pair versus one block, but one block will do you if you absolutely only want to buy one block. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this block, in this case, I'm putting it sideways, okay? I'm putting it, this is the floor. This is the way I'm using it. So I'm putting this block in a specific place. Oops. Along my spine, sort of right between my shoulder blades. And I'm going to let my hip and my head, dip over the top of the block. Again, we're working throat chakra today. My arms are still bent. I'm up on my elbows, okay? My head is tilted back. My throat is open. My chin is pointing towards the ceiling. What I don't want to see is that I don't want to see anybody's chin pointing that way. I want to see the chin pointing towards the ceiling. Otherwise, it's just not good for your cervical spine. So this is also a heart opener. Your shoulders are going back. But what we're focusing on today is the throat and the throat chakra. So I'm going to keep you here, either using a block. I'm coming up because I'm going to show you a pillow. I'm going to bend this pillow in half and put it in approximately the same place, up the spine. The head's going to tilt over a little bit. Again, chin towards the ceiling, not towards the opposite wall, okay? You can have your hands up, your palms up. Opens up the heart more. Roll those shoulders back. You're on your elbows. Or you can have the palms down if you like it a little bit more grounded. But just make sure you're on your elbows, okay? Feet are relaxed. Personally, I like it this way. It really gives you a nice heart opener if you have your palms up. But just stay on those elbows. I've got the clock. take a nice deep breath and bring yourself up enough to roll over onto the side and push whatever prop you have away and lay back down flat on your back in Shavasana. It's a faux Shavasana. We're just going to be here for a minute. And then once again, roll yourself over onto the side, bring yourself up to seated, and find child's pose, all right? So we're going to be in child's pose for about 3 minutes before we start our Shavasana, our real Shavasana. So your knees are about mat distance apart. You're sitting on your heels, your toes are touching. You can use a block. You can use a pillow, you can use a bolster, whatever works best for you in this particular position, but you can come forward. I'll show you using the pillow. You can come forward, have this sort of as a support. Bring your chest down. If you need support here, if it's not comfortable, you can use a pillow there or a rolled up blanket or a towel. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, at the tops of your feet on the mat, you can also put a towel there, or a blanket. Okay, we'll be here for 3 minutes. And then we'll head into our Shavasana. Take a nice deep breath and sigh it out. And raise your head just a bit, come forward on your knees. And here I invite you to just, excuse me, do whatever feels natural for your body. If you'd like to do a few cat-cows, or a few just swinging cat-cows, or even if you'd like to do a down dog here, whatever feels good before you slide down onto your belly. And just rest with your hands on top of your head. No, your head on top of your hands. I think I have a little jet lag. And then when it feels right to you, roll yourself over onto your back and find whatever it is that you need, whether it be blanket, pillow, both, whatever you need. A bolster underneath your knees, pillow underneath your knees, whatever you need to make yourself comfortable for your Shavasana. I'm going to close tonight during our Shavasana with chakra affirmations. I will speak the affirmation out loud, and you can repeat it to yourself silently or aloud, whatever feels right to you. Chakra 1, the root chakra. I am safe and sound, protected in my own personal sanctuary. I am grounded and feel steady, strong, and stable. I belong. Chakra 2, the sacral chakra. I have the right to feel my emotions. My own creativity flows abundantly like a waterfall, freely streaming. I feel pleasure in healthy ways. Chakra 3, solar plexus. I am healthy and happy in my body, my mind, my heart and soul, glowing like the rays of the sun. My willpower serves the meaning and purpose of my life. My life unfolds according to plan. I am confident. Chakra 4, heart. My heart is strong and sensitive. My heart flows with compassion for myself and others. Love gently and abundantly blows through my life like the breeze on a beautiful day. Chakra 5, throat. I communicate my thoughts and feelings with crystal clarity. I speak and hear the truth, sounding like an expressive melody. I have the right to be heard. Chakra 6, third eye. My innate intelligence and insight is wise. Wisdom guides me and lights up my intuition. More and more, I trust my instincts. Chakra 7, crown. I am connected to the infinite life source. I belong. Take a nice deep breath. Sigh it out. One more time. Deep breath. Fill your lungs. Sigh it out. Begin to bring gentle movement to your fingers and your toes. Feel your body coming back to the presence of this room. Give yourself a stretch. Arms overhead. Stretch out your legs, your toes. Do whatever feels good for you right now. Maybe hug your knees into your chest. Roll a little bit, massaging your sacrum. Whatever feels natural for you. And when you're ready, roll over onto one side, resting your head on your arm. And with your eyes softly closed, bring yourself to a seated position. Your hands in your lap or on your knees. Whatever you need tonight. It's such a blessing for me to share these times with you and speak my truth from my heart using my throat chakra. My wish is that the little bit that I can share with you can make some difference for you in some way. With love from me to you. Bring your hands to your heart. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. Namaste. Thank you so much, everybody, for being with me tonight. And I'm sorry that we went a little bit over. It's so hard. I think, oh, an hour and 15 minutes is plenty of time, but there's so much to talk about, and there's so much that I'd like to share, and it's just, I always think it's going to fit, and sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But I thank you so much for sticking with me, even though I've run over, and it means a lot to me. And I'll be back with you again, not next week, but the week after. I don't know the date. I've lost track of time with all my travel. But every other week here for the Gift of Stillness. And for those of you in the Claremont area, August 4th, the Women's Circle of the Inspiration at the Claremont Garden Club. I hope you can join me. And again, I thank you for being here. And if you missed the beginning, you can watch the replay. Please let me know where you're from if you're watching the replay, or if you have any questions, please always feel free to write questions or make comments or send me anything that you'd like me to focus on, anything that seems like you want to communicate with me, okay? And who else is with me? Terry and, hey, Ramona. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for being here, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Namaste.